All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the still untitled sports and entertainment show. This is your co-host, Bobby Blackjack. To my right,
co-host.
I don't know.
What is that?
What does that mean? You all feel it 33% of the time?
Sounds like a weird sex party.
To my right, Hunter's dad. Below me, of course, Jersey Frank. What's up, fellas?
What's up?
Now,
What jersey is that today?
Well, you have no idea.
It looks like wait. From that, it's a Seattle jersey.
Yeah,
it's a Seattle jersey. It is.
Not Russell Wilson.
Is it
Russell Wilson?
It's not Russell Wilson. Is it Thomas?
Nope.
Is it running back?
No, not at all. Defensive back. He was part of
not Sherman.
No, it's not Sherman.
The other dude.
Who? All I know is in the Super Bowl against the Broncos in New Jersey, I must have heard this guy's name every other play.
And I went to that Super Bowl. That was
Cam Chancellor.
Chancellor.
He was one of my faves when he was playing. I loved the way he played. After that Super Bowl, oh my God, I couldn't get enough of him. Like, this guy's all over the place.
Yeah, he was good. He was
good.
Waste of money.
What are you talking about?
Should have bought Russell Wilson.
Why?
He's awesome.
Because everybody has a Russell Wilson.
That's right, because he's awesome.
Okay, yeah. He's so awesome, that's why he's going to stay in Seattle.
Oh, he won his championship. He has his legacy in the city. Why?
Listen, I got nothing bad to say about Russell Wilson. I like Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell. How many?
He plays the game like the way it's supposed to be played. I just didn't want Russell Wilson.
He's won one championship. He's been to two.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in the league for 10 years.
You didn't want him on the Steelers?
Oh, I love him on the Steelers.
Right now, yeah, sure.
Right,
so we got big breaking Steeler news.
All right, what is it?
Go ahead.
You ready for this?
Yes.
Ravens sign Villanueva.
Really?
Oh.
2-year, $14 million, $8 million guaranteed.
So we lost him.
Yep, that's big news, man. No, think about it. We lost Pouncey and we lost Villanueva. And I don't know who's protecting Ben.
The new center.
They drafted two linemen.
They drafted two.
Yeah, but you drafted two. Come on, man. Who's the veteran guy in that line now?
A lot of shotguns. Again. Yeah, Najee Harris could be in for a rough year then.
They're gonna be running a goddamn wishbone or something. Run the spread formation. Think they're Urban Meyer.
No, what was the formation that was called years ago with
wing T?
No, with Warren Moon.
The Wildcat?
No, before that.
No, the run and shoot.
Run and shoot. Run and shoot.
Created by the coach Jerry Glanville.
That's right.
Passed away last year, right?
Yes. Did anyone know that at every football game that Jerry Glanville coached, he always bought 2 tickets for Elvis?
Yes.
I think I may have read that.
I have no idea why, but he did.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Sure. I used to, every time I go to a game, I buy a ticket for Jim Morrison in case he shows up.
Jim Morrison? You're a Doors fan?
No, not at all.
No.
I just thought I picked some person nobody can find anymore.
No. Every time there's a sporting event, Frank leaves 2 tickets for Tiesto. Come on, you're a DJ guy.
Oh, Tiesto? Is that who I leave it for?
Is he alive?
And he's alive. And the recently departed Eric Camillo. You can leave a ticket for him too.
Oh yeah, Eric Camillo.
Wasn't Mac Miller a DJ? Or is Mac Miller not a DJ?
Some of these guys are like hybrids now. They're DJ, producer, I don't know what the hell they do. Rapper. Guy's got like 50 jobs.
What does that mean?
Well, he means he makes more money than me. I have 50 jobs. I make bananas.
Oh, 50 jobs. I thought you said 50 jumps. I thought that was some type of language that you guys speak over in DJ land.
Yes.
You could buy tickets to DJ land for the summer, and Frank will for $7 a day.
I could be the oldest guy at an EDM concert in Las Vegas. It'd be awesome.
Not doing drugs.
Speaking of, Jay, what did you mention before to us?
Yeah, I said, are you guys going to buy marijuana now that it's pretty much legal everywhere? No, huh?
Never smoked pot in my life.
Never, not once?
Nope.
That's amazing.
I did it one weekend down in Long Beach Island with Dave, George, and some of the other guys.
And look what happened.
I was like, all right.
He grew something on his chin.
Give me some Molly or something. I'll try something.
Dude, you don't want Molly. Come on.
Molly?
Are you
Jesus.
crazy?
I
knew a guy that took Molly.
minutes.
I knew a guy that took Molly. I worked with him. He was still he only took it once. He had side effects for 9 months after that.
What is a
He kept
Molly?
coming to me.
Oh, what's
Molly
not Molly. Ecstasy.
it's a different form of ecstasy.
I've never taken anything like that in my life.
No.
Never.
Drinking, yeah. No drug. I never done any drugs.
I've never been a big drinker. I don't like the taste of beer.
Oh, I love beer.
Yeah, you gotta have your taste buds for tea. I mean, I shouldn't say I never. I mean, there are certain beers that I will drink, but not on a regular basis. I don't get the whole Guinness thing. I never did.
Oh, that's chunky beer.
See,
beer is awful. Ugh.
So you guys don't like it either.
It's not beer.
That's what our show should be called, the Anti-Guinness Beer Show.
That's something you put in your car so it's lubricated better.
That's funny that you guys don't like it either.
Disgusting.
I know. I couldn't drink it either.
I like an occasional cherry wheat, right? And maybe some of those weird concoctions that come out, all those crazy those things. I'd rather have a freaking Mike's Hard Lemonade.
See, yeah, me too.
Yeah, no, I drink those.
Yeah,
I still drink a Bud once in a while, a Miller Lite.
You know what's good? Those nitro beers.
Red Stripe.
Red Stripe and ganja. I've had the Red Stripe. Never had the
That's the name of our show right there. Red Stripe Beer and Ganja Show.
Yeah, okay.
That's a great name.
By the way, Miss Gill's nephew was drafted in the 4th round by the Chiefs.
Oh,
yeah?
Nice.
Yep.
That's a good team to go to.
Joshua, I forgot his last name.
That's great. In the 4th round.
4th round, and they were all there having a little draft party on Saturday. And,
Congratulations.
And Andy Reid called up. So that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. That's a great team to go to right now.
Yep. Imagine going there now and you're a rookie knowing you're about to beat Patrick Mahomes.
Who's pretty much like 21 years old too. So it is unbelievable. Yeah, pretty wild. So wait, is marijuana legal in Jersey?
I think so.
So you guys don't even know either. This is how old we are. We don't even know.
It's legal here, but
Right.
it's I don't know. There's some loophole, like like you can't smoke it in public or something. I don't know how that works.
And you can only have a certain amount on you, right?
Yeah, I guess. Otherwise, it's distribution. But you could
Right.
still get arrested. I'm like, how do you still get arrested if pot's legal? I don't get it. Yeah, that's it. Kando. 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 Number 144. He played at Florida State, I believe.
Yep. As we know, her other nephew was Romero Gill from Seton Hall last year, who's now playing in New Zealand professionally.
Really?
7'2" center, yeah. By the way, speaking of basketball, did you see I had the Syracuse Stallions on Saturday?
I saw that. That's pretty cool.
Did you ever hear of them?
No. What are they?
It's a pro league called the TBL, the basketball league. It's like a pro.
Okay.
I'm guessing these guys get paid somehow because the next day on Sunday, I had a team from Flint, Michigan.
Were they home?
No, they played in the team I'm doing is the Tri-State Admirals.
Okay.
Being at the New York Military Academy right outside of West Point. Right down the street from
Did they win?
15 minutes down Woodbury Commons. You go down the first exit down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Jay are
did they
familiar with
win?
that place.
No, Syracuse won, and then this team lost back-to-back games. But, I a little play-by-play, so I got my chops back. That was fun.
Were there any ex-Syracuse Orange men playing?
I didn't get any. One thing I didn't get was that game I didn't have any names for anybody, And normally when I do that, I always ask for the colleges they went to.
Right.
Or if they played pro, or if they played. That's there's a lot of like leagues like that where they have like the pro, and these guys are, they play overseas and half the year, and they come and play some of these leagues during the year itself.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. But they won. Well, your team lost.
And I believe they're playing this Sunday, but I don't know if they realize that Sunday's Mother's Day. But we'll see.
How many regular season games? 7?
I think there's 24, 12 home, 12 away.
That's not bad.
And like I said, the teams are traveling, which is pretty cool.
Right.
Like that Floyd team flew in. They played a team outside of Boston on Saturday. Played the Admirals on Sunday. I was talking to the team owner, and they flew out on Monday. Obviously, if you're doing that, there's got to be some kind of compensation. You're not just, taking a day off on Monday for the love of the game. I mean, some will, I guess, but
I mean, is there talent?
Yeah, there were some pretty good players there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I do ABA, which is like another low level league, and
right.
A lot of those guys, the better guys, like I say, play overseas for the most part.
Yeah, that's true. Didn't Isaiah Thomas just sign with a team for a 10-day contract? They let him go or something. Not the Isaiah Thomas, the new Isaiah Thomas. Well, he's not that new.
Oh,
yeah, not Isaiah Thomas.
Was he like 80?
No, he's only about a year older than us.
Yeah, I know. He's not that old.
Yeah. Yeah, Isaiah Thomas signed like a 10-day contract, and then they waived him, I think, again.
I don't understand a 10-day contract. What do you sign?
Yeah, I never understood that either. It makes absolutely zero sense because you probably play a max of 3 games in a 10-day contract.
Yeah.
So
how effective could the guy be? Or even
I don't get it.
No, it's an opportunity. Look at the guy from the Nets, Alizé Johnson, I believe, who signed 2 10-day contracts, played so well for them, and earned like a $4 million contract from there. He was in the G League before that. So you gotta, it's an opportunity. I believe your Knicks saw Miles Powell to a 10-day contract. This will give him some extra pay for what he did in the G League a few months back. So it's like an opportunity for, fill in some slots, injuries, give some guys rest before the playoffs.
Yeah, I guess you're right there. Well, what did Westbrook put up last night? 24-20, 14, 24, and 20? He had 20 rebounds, 24 assists, and I think it was 14 points.
Wow.
That's unreal. And he's overlooked. And I know what you mean, Frank, about the, ego and so forth. But
well, I don't think he's the best team player in the world either.
No.
If he's not in charge, then,
Technically, there's only one best team player in the world.
Oh.
I don't know. But there's only one.
So what do you guys do? Since we're on basketball talk for a second here, what are your thoughts about my guy, Dr. J, totally dissing LeBron?
Yeah, that was weird. He didn't put him on his top 2 teams, right?
Well, I mean...
Think about it. I mean, I'm going to say it, guys, and I don't care who hears it, because the guy's screwing out on fucking money, LeBron James. He's an asshole. I don't care. I said it.
No,
it doesn't matter that he's an asshole.
I think last week, the playoff thing where, last year he was all for the play-in games, and now that his team is about to fall down into the 7th seed and have to play into the playoffs, now he's pissed off about it. Oh, whoever made the rule about the play-in game should be fired. That was your idea last year, jackass.
Wasn't his idea.
Well, he supported it last year.
He supported.
I think it made sense last year. I don't know if it does make sense this year. Why does it make sense this year? Because they lost 12 games.
LeBron under investigation.
Whoa.
And I'm not even going to go into the political stuff because I'm not going to do that on the air. But you're right, Abe. I just don't like.
I do agree. I do agree with you that at the press conference the other night after the game when they lost. By the way, they won last night, but he didn't play. And he went off a little bit about that, which was weird. But Luka Doncic went off too about it.
Well, he's following the lead of his owner, Mark.
I mean, I think it's actually pretty cool, to be honest with you.
Right?
What's that?
I love the idea. Look at last. Right,
I do.
Let's take a baseball thing. My Miami Marlins last year did that last year, and they made it to like almost the semifinals of
Right.
the National League.
I think the only thing they have to figure out is it a one and done for some of these teams? Yeah. So they play 70 games or 82 games in a season, and then it's a one and done. I don't know. I don't know if I just agree with that either in baseball.
No, it's a 3-game series, or is it? Or is it the lower seed has to win 2 games, right?
Yeah, the lowest seed. If the lowest seed loses its first,
They're
I believe they're out, but I'm not 100% sure. But even if it's 2 games, it's not a best of 3. I don't know how it works exactly, but I just know that I don't.
No, it can be 3.
I think the play-in creates more opportunity for some teams who are maybe on the bubble or maybe getting over some injuries or something, or trying to push through, a rough spot that they're having in their season. And I mean, I'm a huge Lakers fan, but if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do.
Well, the reality is the Lakers. The Lakers
because
in this position
doesn't mean you should get any special courtesy. Hey, they suffered with a lot of big injuries. Anthony Davis, LeBron James. I know Schroeder. He's been out.
He's out now.
So that affects the game. They picked up what's his name, Drummond.
Yeah, he's been solid.
He's been solid, but
he can't win games for them alone.
That's just the nature of the game. Like, you can't flip flop like that. Like Rob said, like last year you supported, this year, oh no.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I totally agree with that. But I think they just have to make it maybe change it up a little bit. Maybe
change the format. Maybe the format's not the
right.
best. But last year was definitely an abbreviated season. I know this year's a bit of an abbreviated season, but last year it was special. It was special circumstances. This year it's definitely a little different, there's a little more leeway for teams because they're playing more games.
Yeah.
But
but I think do you think
I just say this about LeBron, regardless if he plays for a team that I love or not, sometimes you just need to shut up and play basketball. I really don't care about your political views or how you feel about somebody passing away. Hey, I get it. You want to voice it every now and then, but it almost seems like every time LeBron's doing an interview, or a bunch of these guys, I'm not going to say it's only LeBron. It's like, oh, my podium. Let me talk about politics. Nobody really cares. We want to hear about basketball. That's right. What you do.
Right.
You know what? And you know this, Frank. I was never, not for anything in particular, I was never the biggest Kobe guy, but I kind of miss him more now because he just played the game.
Yeah. He played the game.
Michael Jordan he made one political statement early in his career when he wouldn't back a candidate for governor or something.
Yeah, but that statement just fortified that he was about basketball.
Right.
I remember, in watching the thing, he said, they want me to back who? I don't even know the guy. Why would I back him? I'm not saying, hey, I hope he wins, whatever. He sounds like he's a good dude. Why am I backing somebody? Like
different times though, guys, different times. Players weren't as open-minded as they are today.
It's okay to be open-minded. There's nothing wrong with that. I like guys, at least I know they're kind of human and they're not just like basketball or baseball or football robots.
Right.
But again, every time some of these guys get on, bro, I really don't care.
Do you think it's every time? Do you really think it's every time they get on?
Dude, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And I
don't watch a lot. To be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of press conferences.
To say it, I watch a lot of the press conferences. You know what? A lot of times it's just on ESPN. It could have been like a wacky game or something, and they put the guy on. And I don't know. A lot of times I always see LeBron. They always want to hear what LeBron has to say, which I get,
of course, and
I don't get at the same time. And it's always like they're asking him about who died and who this. I'm like, Jesus.
Do you know
basketball?
Getting back to Dr. J, do you know that LeBron James put him in his top 3? He put Dr. J in his top 3.
Okay.
With Magic and Bird. even though technically, I mean, I don't think Dr. J is the top 3.
Yeah.
Not top 3.
Top 3's tough. That's a tough.
Top 3 is
tough. All right, it's tough. Now you're a Warriors fan.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen these top 20 lists where like KD and Seth Curry are ahead of Dr. J. Is that Dr. J is an icon?
I don't think KD has changed the game. I think Steph Curry has changed the game of basketball. So literally has changed the game. I mean, they're talking about possibly a 4-point play now because of what he's done, pushing it back, and having a 4-point play. He's changed the way that the ball is, that the way that the shooters are, the way that the young kids think now. Everybody believes they could take 3-point shots. It's just a reality. So he's a 2-time MVP. He's a 3-time champion. I mean, why wouldn't he be?
I've seen very few guys, probably Jordan, Kobe, who else, shoot like him. The way that he shoots is almost effortlessly.
But nobody can shoot like him.
No, but I'm saying at that level where somebody can almost command, a game and just take over a game by himself.
You know what makes him so special is that he could hit the 3. I mean, that's just the reality. I mean, if he couldn't hit the 3, I mean, he is deadly when he is in his zone.
Watch the way he shoots, and then watch the way
I know it's effort.
Dude, it just looks like I don't know, like
he's done it so many times. I mean,
I understand it's all muscle memory and all that.
Practiced. Yeah. I mean, I just think he's changed the game enough where. Do you think by the end of his career he's a top 10 player? I mean, I would say he's top 20 right now.
He's up there.
I'd put him in top 20.
You got to see where his career ends.
He's already 12 years in the league.
Yeah, no, I know. How he starts to, on the downside of his career. I still don't think he's had.
Well, they have Curry above Allen Iverson.
I would put him in front of Allen Iverson. I would.
Yeah, I guess I would.
I love Allen Iverson. I mean,
we're talking about championships. I mean, Allen Iverson didn't have one. Allen Iverson was a great player.
He played on a lot of rough teams.
Yeah, I mean, who was his best second guy? Eric Snow.
Yeah, at times.
The only guy I can remember.
Did Jason Richardson may have played with him, but he was on the Warriors.
He didn't play with Barkley, did he?
No.
Barkley was gone already.
Yeah, Barkley was already in Phoenix or Houston.
Again, that's the only guy I really remember is Eric Snow.
Right.
He played the point a lot.
There were a couple other shooters that played with him, but
he had a couple of these. Oh wait,
he had a.
No, they didn't have. No, Iguodala wasn't there yet. I don't know. I'd have to look.
No, was he? He may have been there for a year or two before Iverson moved on to Denver. Was it Denver in the trade?
Yeah, Nuggets.
Yeah, the Nuggets took him, picked him up or something.
And that was the beginning of his downfall.
Well, I mean, he was never really set up with a team. I mean, he never had a lot of talent around him.
No, he didn't. And
he had to do it all by himself.
Not to talk bad about him. Again, attitude does reflect sometimes the way you play the game. And he was, what I heard, his entourage was like 2,500 people. How do you have 2,500 people following you around?
But think about it like this: he's having But Iverson this year, I mean, Iverson's career is what Curry had this year. Nobody around him, his whole career, right? And that's why you're seeing Curry take over games in a sense, like what happened with Kobe. I mean, Kobe was always great, but he did take over that year that Shaq left. You remember that first year,
yeah.
And it was like he went to like 37 points a game and just destroyed everybody.
More basketball news. Stephen A. Smith is rallying up the troops, saying that if KD isn't healthy, the Knicks are going to beat the Nets in the playoffs. That's it, Stephen. Open your mouth up and get my Nets all charged up, baby.
The Knicks have better. The Knicks have a better coach right now, obviously, just based off of experience. They have better team chemistry, in my personal opinion, when one of those 3 players are out. With the 3 players, I mean, they're dominant. Let's be honest. I mean, if those 3 players are healthy, it's going to be tough to beat them. But if KD is out, who steps up to offset that? I mean, would you rather have KD over Harden and Kyrie Irving? If you could pick one player, Out of the three, who would you take? Would you
No.
take Irving?
Yeah, Irving. I take.
You
out.
take Irving
because
Why?
I think
Because
Irving.
he
I think
commands the game.
Irving and Harden are similar players.
Right. So you would take Irving over Durant?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I said out of those three, I would take out Irving if I had to.
Oh, you would take Irving out and just keep
I would
Harden
take
and
Irving
Durant
out.
in.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So I probably would remove Harden, even though he's so awesome. Because the ball handling and the way that he could command the game at point guard, Irving is pretty awesome. With KD, I think I'd put him at the top, right? If you rank the three, he's number one.
Well, you know what does it for him? It's his length and his athleticism.
Correct. But now eliminate him from the playoffs and he's not playing.
I guess that would definitely change the dynamic of the team. I don't know if there's anyone. I mean, Blake Griffin.
Who stops Julius Randle? Who stops Julius Randle?
I would probably have to say Harden's going to have to be on Randle. I don't know if Kyrie can cover him.
No, I don't think Harden can either.
Huh?
You know, and then you have Barrett who seems to be really picking it up this year. I don't know. I think that would be an interesting series, Blackjack. I think it could go 7.
Yeah, I mean, no. We're gonna no.
If they played without Durant, I say that series is very close to being 50-50. Without Durant. With Durant, 90-10.
Sean from the Guys podcast, he joined us last week in our draft.
Remove Harden, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be way better off playing Irving and Durant.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. Again, Irving's one of those guys. He rubs me the wrong way. Like, I don't know. He's always taking off.
I know.
Goes to parties. Like, I mean, I get it, but at the same time,
we're just talking about a series.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Who wins a series? Who wins a series if Durant is not there? Knicks or Nets?
I think it goes 6 or 7. I think it's 6 or 7, and it could be a toss-up in that 7th game, regardless of where they play.
I agree. Well, yeah, I think that's irrelevant this year with 3,000 fans.
Well,
and
you're in Brooklyn, or you're
right. It doesn't matter even there, right? Would they match up right now? Wait, but right now, would they match up in the second round? Or we don't know. It's very close.
It depends on where they're seated, because obviously that game to the Bucks, that loss to the Bucks, it's going to hurt us a little bit. And then the Sixers barely got by San Antonio, I believe. So they're a half game ahead right now.
Right now, what is Brooklyn? Are they 2 or 3? They're 2.
2, half game out.
All right, so they're 2, but they could end up as low as 4 or 3. 3. So. Yeah, and then you got the Knicks who are going for 5 and 4, right?
Yes.
So they wouldn't. I don't think they'd meet then. I think that would have to be the semifinals. That would be amazing if it was the semifinals and they met. It'd just be great for New York City.
Oh
New
yeah,
York
for New York
and basketball
in general.
I mean, like them or hate them, the Knicks are very good for basketball. Always have been.
Yeah.
Remember those series with the Heat? They were great. They were great. They were great.
Jeff Van Gundy hanging on Alonzo Mourning's leg or something like that.
I mean, you had Mark Jackson at that point.
Who was the instigator? What's his name? PJ something. He was an instigator. Is it PJ Brown?
I don't know. I recall.
He was dude. He would poke the bear constantly.
Who was the guard out of the Knicks? He could hit everything.
Starks?
Yeah, he was great. Those series, man, he'd always step it up, though.
Watch this, Jay. Guess what, Rob? He did dunk over Jordan.
He did.
Once.
It's okay.
It's playing a laugh track.
All right, let's switch gears a little bit before we get into our music section. I have a good one today, by the way.
Okay.
What a difference a week makes for the New York Yankees, huh? They went from they suck, get him out of New York, fire Cashman, Boone's got to go.
And what did I say last week? I said
Yeah.
you got a 162 game season.
But
Relax.
again, is it how they're playing? And I'm not saying they're playing bad now because Kluber finally pitched a good game. Tyon pitched a good game. I know because I had to face both of them in fantasy. Obviously Jared Cole, he's always pretty consistent. But is it that they're doing better? I'm not saying they're not doing better, or is it that they're just playing lesser competition? Who'd we beat? The Detroit Tigers?
All right.
They're a 500 team.
You get confidence when you get confidence.
I don't think off the top of my head I couldn't name one player on the Detroit Tigers.
Right.
Cabrera.
Who?
Yeah. He's 42
Cabrera.
years old.
Yeah, what is he? 65? And I love Cabrera. Don't get me wrong.
Jersey right here.
It looks like they won. I mean, I didn't watch. Honestly, I didn't watch any of the games, but it looks like they won because they had solid pitching.
Right.
Right. So their pitching stepped up. You know, they're winning games they should be winning.
Right.
In the first 20 games of the season, they weren't winning games they should be winning.
Now, ironically, they can't beat Tampa Bay, who's now the worst team in the division.
Yeah, but they could get really hot, Tampa Bay, and win like 25 out of 30. I mean, look at Boston. Everybody said they were going to suck. They've gotten off to a really good start.
Yeah, but again, who have they beat?
Well, right. But that's why it's 162 games.
Right.
I mean, that's why it's hard. I always had a hard time really talking about like the now in baseball because the now means nothing. It's such a long season. Well, that's why I've always been a fan of lowering the games played. I think it's way too much.
I wish I'd know where they came up with that number.
Yeah, you're right.
They come up with 162. You just could make it 160, 165. Like
when we were growing up, was it 162 or was it less? 140?
No, I think it changed in 1970.
So it's been 162 for 50 years.
It's been 152 for a while.
162. I think that, yeah, I think there's two things wrong with baseball. I think it lasts too long in both the season and the game. I think the game they have to figure out a way to speed up the game. And I don't know the answer to that.
Well, that stupid rule for the extra innings is ridiculous. Someone's got to chop that and get rid of it right now.
Is there a time that and I don't know, Frank, maybe you guys know, and Bobby, is there a time that the pitcher has to throw the ball? No. If they what is the average?
Testing it.
What's the average
in the minor leagues?
Right. What is the average right now, do you think, that the pitcher takes to pitch a ball?
No, I think he's right. There's a limit now. They changed that last year.
No, I thought there's the amount of times you can visit the mound.
I thought it was the pitcher has a certain amount of time to get the ball into
but say the average.
Clock. I mean, wouldn't they show a clock?
But listen, guys,
the announcer saying how to pitch the ball.
They changed it. But say the average is 30 seconds, right? So to strike a guy out, that's a minute 30 plus the pitch plus back to the. That's almost 2 minutes at its best.
Yep.
Just on 3 pitches and striking a guy out on 3 pitches, which doesn't always happen.
And then the batter steps out of the
probably average
bag.
Right. So 30 seconds. I mean, it's funny because my kids, when I talk about baseball, they're always like, but it's so boring, Dad. And now they're older, right? But they don't even want to watch a game. That's a problem because it's not fast enough for them these days. They move so fast, the youth, right? And these generations, that I think baseball has lost its way and they're not getting creative. Like if they were to cut it down, if they say it's 30 seconds on an average between pitches, if they just cut it down to maybe 20 seconds and actually did a timer.
I don't disagree with a timer for the pitcher. I don't,
But what would be the penalty? A ball?
A ball? A balk?
That's crazy. It could be a walk, but it could be a ball.
I can't pitch fast enough. He walked 15 guys. Ridiculous.
Hey, baseball is an awesome sport. It's all statistical, as you guys are aware. That's all it is. It's a statistical game. But how do you speed up the game of baseball? The only way you could really speed it up is through the pitcher, right?
Definitely. Sometimes I'm not going to say it's mostly the pitcher, but some of these batters too. How many times you got to adjust your gloves?
Remember Mickey Rivers growing up?
Yeah.
Mickey
I love-
Rivers would swing that bat. It would take 7 minutes.
I remember the last time baseball was interesting was when
It
this
was
happened.
different. What's that?
Last time baseball was interesting.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God. Dorn.
What's crazy is that we love the game. I mean, we all grew up really, baseball is one of our favorite sports, right? And we all grew up with it. And yet we didn't have the internet. We didn't have a phone by us. And we were so engaged, right? In watching 9 innings. We used to fill out the scorecards, you know, and listen to the headphones on us sometimes with the real. I didn't do it, but people would do the radio. And it was great. It was great. And now the kids don't even, they look up and it's a completely different game. And they haven't caught up to it.
Well, what they need to do is, remember last year with the football when they had the whole Nickelodeon version of the game with all the they score a touchdown and slime coming everywhere.
You could do that.
Well, they just did that in basketball last night. Did you see what they did with the Marvel comics coming in?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But see, baseball should do something like that because they need to figure out how to engage that generation.
And we all know watching sports in the gym or in the arena or the stadium is more exciting. But baseball is definitely by far the only sport that's way more exciting in person than on TV.
And hockey.
Hockey, right.
Hockey too.
Been a while for hockey.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, I enjoy going to a baseball game.
I mean, I can watch football and I can watch basketball on my TV and still enjoy it. Baseball, unless it's, again, like I said, baseball is just so,
Well,
I don't know, it's just so.
baseball is a better sport to watch in person. Football is a better sport to watch at home, personally.
Yes.
I've always thought that. I think there's a better way to track the game when you're watching it on your TV. I love watching it in person too, but I think to watch it on TV, it's so fast the way that they update. You know, they have the line there for first down.
Right.
You can see everything going on.
You know, as soon as the ball's thrown, you see where it's going. You know, you're
Right.
up in the nosebleeds in one of these
You
stadiums.
can't.
Who caught the ball? Who the hell is
Right.
that?
And yet there's diehard fans that will go to a game and never watch it on TV.
And know what's even harder to do? Like the few times I've been in the car working or something and I have the Yankees on, like John Sterling and Susan Waldman are not even at the game if it's a road game. They're sitting in the Bronx watching it on a monitor. Baseball is not an easy game to watch on a monitor and try to figure out.
Well,
I know.
I mean, they've been doing it for so long. I mean, it comes like it's natural for them, and I'm sure once the number comes up, they got their scorecards.
You know what we need to do, guys? We need to go to a Yankee game.
I definitely.
That would
I
be
haven't
fun.
been to one in a while.
Yeah, that would be fun. It's been a few years since I've been to a game. Just go watch a game. Been a long time.
No, I enjoy baseball. I mean, believe it or not, sometimes I like it better on the radio. I don't know why.
Well, that's why maybe the guys used to listen to
I think
it.
it was the second time that the Yankees won the World Series when they went on that run in the 90s. My ex-wife at the time, she goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm gonna listen to the radio." She goes, "But the game's on TV." I'm like, "It's not going to be the same if I don't."
Visually, you create your own vision.
John Sterling.
You create your own vision.
The Yankees won.
Or there are people who watch the TV, turn the volume down.
I've done that.
I do that all the time with boxing, guys.
Definitely done that.
By the way, right, you know what? Good segue there, Jay. Out of nowhere. Who did that guy win this weekend? The big guy?
Yeah, Ruiz won.
He won. All right, because I saw
He was knocked down early in the
Really?
fight. Yeah, he lost 35 pounds. I mean, I've never been a big Ruiz fan. I mean, he's tough. He fought Chris Arreola. Chris Arreola has fought for the title, I think, twice and has lost or 3 times.
Is that John Ruiz?
John Ruiz.
Andy
Ruiz. I'm sorry, Andy Ruiz.
Ruiz.
My bad. John Ruiz. He fought. Oh my God, he was a heavyweight champion who fought Roy Jones Jr. and lost years and years ago. But no, Andy Ruiz. He fought a nice fight. I mean, he got knocked down, and I think that was the 30-pound that he took off. It wasn't there, but he's still fast. I mean, he could give some people problems, but I think at the end of the day, he's he's not as skilled of a fighter as some others out there.
But he did take on Canelo's trainer as
he did. That was smart.
That's smart, right?
That was smart. Now, yeah, I mean he's done a lot of good things, and he even said I think that he took too much off. I think he overtrained a little bit. So he came in and he was exhausted, underweight. He was like the only guy that like he lost a lot of weight, but he looked out of shape. So it was like I don't know. The cardio didn't look any different to me than watching him with 30 pounds heavier because he's always had a lot of energy. Like he didn't move any different necessarily than the fight, when he won the title here.
Who's the guy 2 years ago who lost the fight and then complained because he had too much showmanship? He's wearing like armor into the ring.
Deontay Wilder.
It made him
tired. Deontay Wilder.
It made him tired because he had all this.
Right. Yeah, that was an excuse.
Yeah.
I've always been I like Deontay Wilder. I think
I like him too.
Tremendous.
I actually went to the fight.
Really?
I forgot Brazil, some guy named Brazil.
Yeah, Dominic Brazil. I never see, dude. He knocked him out.
Dude, he knocked him out in the first round.
He killed him, right?
Dude, he was like.
I mean, listen, Deontay Wilder's a very good fighter. I think
he hit him a couple of times, and then I don't know, he hit Deontay Wilder. And was like, oh yeah, watch this. Bang, bang. I never seen a big man drop so fast in my life.
What we have to remember is that when he fought Tyson Fury can box.
I don't like that guy.
I'll tell you guys, he is a talent. He's really, really good. He is going to outbox Anthony Joshua easily. He may knock him out. And I like Anthony Joshua too. I think the heavyweight division right now is pretty exciting, to be honest with you.
Oh, it took what? How many years for the damn Russian brothers to get the hell out of there? That's why.
Klitschko.
They won't fight each other, and so it's so boring.
They won't fight each other.
They dominated for years. I mean, they dominated.
Now, is it Tyson fighting Lewis again?
They talked about it, but I don't know if it hasn't been signed.
Then Mayweather's fighting Jake Paul, right?
That's ridiculous.
Oh my!
That's
God.
all money.
Hey.
I mean, it doesn't even make sense to me that it's all money. That's all it is. I mean, it's not even a place of like, does he have a chance? He has absolutely zero chance.
Who's your best pound for pound boxer right now, in your opinion?
Canelo.
Now he fights. He does a fight every time around Cinco de Mayo, which is
tomorrow. He's fighting Billy Joe Sanders on Saturday night.
Good fight.
Billy Joe Sanders is 30-0. He's boxed some pretty decent fighters in his career. I think Canelo will dominate him and knock him out in the 8th round. By the 8th round.
That reminds me, I got to call my buddy.
I don't mind Billy Joe Sanders. He's smart. He's skilled. But the only way I think that you can Canelo's so good, guys. I think the only way that you could beat Canelo right now would be to get very lucky, one, and to have a lot of speed. Like if you watch the fight with Amir Khan, I don't know if you guys know Amir Khan.
Yeah, I know.
Amir Khan, don't get me wrong, has no chin. Okay. But if you watch the fight with Canelo, he was winning all 6 rounds because he was fast and smart and got out of the way. If you get caught by Canelo, you're done. And what happened? You knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time.
Yeah, I think, I mean, his technical execution is like ridiculous. When I've seen Canelo box, like he's pretty amazing to watch.
He's got very good defense too.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think
he boxes like you need to box. See, I don't like Mayweather at all. Mayweather plays percentages.
I think
I've never really seen that in a boxer, and I'm like, what am I watching here? What was he playing, dodgeball?
Yeah, but what is the definition of boxing? It's to hit and not be hit. I think Mayweather is the best at it. Like Mayweather has really been hurt twice in his career, in my opinion, maybe 3 times. The one shot to Sugar Shea Mosley in the 2nd round, which caught him off guard. You guys probably saw that. Yeah. And Medina, right?
Yeah, I think that's
caught him pretty hard at the end, but the bell was ringing, so he was caught off guard. And then Cotto fought a good fight against him, But you have to take it off to Mayweather. I mean, Mayweather, I was trying. Well, who wrote that?
This was from Dominic Converse. He tried to mention this before we were talking baseball.
That's right. Yeah. No, we should do a boxing show someday. That's my.
Well, I can get on the air with a little. I got to call him first. I'm friendly with Carl King, Don King's stepson.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he involved in boxing?
He's trying to get back in, and I'm trying to. We're supposed to do a podcast together and a show, so COVID hit, so I'm gonna have to get back in touch with him.
We should get Buster Douglas on.
Oh my gosh,
that'd be pretty cool. I'd love to ask him what he was thinking that night. Like,
he wasn't thinking anything. I've heard interviews with him. He wasn't thinking. He was just going to go in and he was going to box his game. He did.
He did.
He kind of phased out who Tyson was and championships and all that, and he just went in and he boxed his game.
But technically, Tyson did knock him out. You know that, right?
Yeah.
The count was 13 seconds. Yeah. I'm not saying that Tyson deserved to win that fight, and it happens all the time. But
Tyson, in my opinion, totally overestimated James Buster Douglas because nobody knew him. He was an okay fighter, and you know what?
He was a different point in his career. Tyson at that point felt like he was invincible and could beat everybody, and probably didn't train as well. And he got caught. I mean, he had a fly to Tokyo. They all did. I mean, there's no excuses there.
That's a big trip.
But he thought he was going to walk right through him, and Buster Douglas did something that nobody ever did, and that was box him and stay away.
Right.
Just like you can somewhat, if you figure out how to do that to Canelo. But see, the difference between Canelo and Tyson is that Canelo doesn't allow himself to have that ego.
Right. Canelo is aggressive when he needs to be aggressive, and he plays defense when he needs to play defense. Whereas Tyson is a bull in a china closet. He just wants
the bigger question then would be: is Canelo the best Mexican fighter of all time?
Better than Julio Cesar Chavez? You
have a few of them. Chavez is one. Yeah. I mean, Chavez. What we have to remember is Chavez was
longevity.
90-0.
No, I think he had over 100.
No. Before he lost his first fight.
Oh.
I mean, let's stop and think about that for a second.
Yeah, no.
What Canelo's doing really well right now, if you think about it, is this is his fourth fight, I think, in the last year. That's pretty awesome.
Wow, yeah.
Like we don't see that anymore, right? We see once a year, once every 18 months, once every 2 years. Yeah. This guy's keeping himself active. I mean, he wants to be the undisputed, I think it's super middleweight champion of all time. Have all the belts. Nobody's ever done that before.
Well, speaking of boxing, let's get into our final segment. We have a shortened show today because that's 12.
Let's see what you got today.
We got Sports Wagering Zone coming on at 12 on the dot. Chris is waiting to go. I'm sure he is. All right. I'll start off with a light. Speaking of boxing, let's use some boxing terms. First one is to be a lightweight one for you. Battle me. Who has the better Men at Work song? What is the better Men at Work song? Who Can It Be Now or Laying Down Under?
Who can it be now?
No way. Laying Down Under. Laying Down Under just sticks in your head. Like immediately I just started singing it.
Dude, every time I hear that,
then again, Who Can It Be Now? You pretty much do the same thing.
You hear the drum tap.
But do you guys remember the videos?
I don't.
Yes.
Laying Down Under was like that one. That was their big video, right?
Yes.
Cartoony-ish or kind of like.
I don't remember Who Can It Be Now. I remember Laying Down Under.
Yeah, you are right on that. I don't remember the Who Can It Be Now video. I think it was just maybe them singing and their faces just keep up. But the other one was like a little story.
Yeah, Laying Down Under was like in the desert, right, or something like. I don't remember.
He does say something interesting. He says the word Vegemite sandwich. What the hell is a Vegemite sandwich?
Somebody Google it.
I thought he said piece of my sandwich. See, that's why you
Vegemite sandwich.
So we need to do a whole show on, like I said, lyrics.
Oh yeah,
heard lyrics. All right, next one. I'm going to say the next one should last us the rest of the show, the next 7-8 minutes.
Okay,
because we can go different ways with this one. We're going to do Battle Me, Led Zeppelin.
Oh, awesome.
Because I thought about this for a while, because I'm a big fan of around Thanksgiving when 104.3 has the top 104.3 songs of all time. And as we know, every year it's Stairway to Heaven, right?
Mm-hmm.
But first question, and we can really expound upon this for a little bit. Is that really their best song, Stairway to Heaven? I mean, I think Kashmir is a much better rock song.
I don't know if it. Yeah, than Stairway to Heaven. I would say it's probably their best.
I think I would probably. It's going to be the most popular because there's always that thing. Oh, if you play it backwards, it talks about the devil and all that craziness.
I don't think so because it was not a satanic band like that.
I think it's their best song in a sense of like story wise. It tells a story really well, right?
Yeah.
And the lyrics are pretty intense. It's almost like the Hotel California of the Eagles. The Eagles have so many other really good songs, but when you listen to Hotel California, it tells a great story.
That's my favorite song of all time, by the way.
Hotel California? It's a great song. I mean,
I will die. I have a definitive top 3 of all time. Hotel California 1, Comfortably Numb 2, and then Journey.
Wow.
Separate Ways.
Separate Ways.
Good song.
It's a great song. I don't know if it's top 3
for me.
That's cool.
And then
but Led Zeppelin, are you asking if Stairway to Heaven is their best song ever?
I mean, everybody votes that number 1, right? And it has you ask some really good reasons why. But come on, every time I hear Kashmir, the radio goes up, the speed of my car goes faster. I get so pumped up with that freaking song.
Kashmir's a good
so does Black Dog.
Rock and Roll, Black Dog.
When you listen to Black Dog, you get
my
pumped
favorite
up.
song.
Whole Lot of Love's great too.
My favorite song is the Immigrant Song.
That's a great song.
That's my favorite song.
Whole Lot of Love's gret too.
The question is Led Zeppelin the greatest rock band that's ever lived? And again, you can. There's so many. I mean the Beatles
put them up there. Eagles,
the Beatles, the Stones, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I think to me, and I get slack for this all the time, and I've said it a million times on various shows throughout the years. I think the Beatles are overrated myself.
No, they're not.
I'm not a Beatles fan by any means.
Stop it.
No, I'm not.
I can't believe I'm on a show that's 2-1 against the Beatles. That's incredible.
Not against the Beatles. See, at least when I say I don't like somebody, that means I just don't care for their style of music. Now, did the Beatles do a lot for music? Of course. They started the English invasion of rock and roll.
We wouldn't be listening to rock and roll if it wasn't for the Beatles.
I understand.
Elvis too. Elvis.
Well, now see, that's Elvis too.
Elvis.
I really don't like Elvis. Yeah, I listen to some of his
Elvis
songs.
didn't write a lot of his music.
No, but Elvis made music sexy.
Correct.
He made music almost taboo because people were like, don't look at him on TV. He's a sinner.
I mean, Led Zeppelin is they're the heaviest rock band, I think, ever, right? You can put them in that category. Are they better than? I mean, it's just so different. I mean, the Beatles catalog goes from basically pop music, right, that you could dance to, to
drug-induced,
like right. But yet it was all. If you're a Beatles fan, it was all great music. It was literally like a storybook that you read.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Strawberry Fields Forever.
Incredible, incredible lyrics, incredible melodies. And simplicity to all their music. If you really listen to the Beatles' music,
they I just don't care for their music. It doesn't mean I don't appreciate them musically and what they've done for the industry, especially a lot of the music I listen to today and even in the past.
Have you guys listened to I just put them up on my Facebook this morning. Greta Van Fleet, who a lot of people compare to Zeppelin, but they hate them. Have you ever listened to Greta Van Fleet?
I heard a song or two.
Yeah, I think they're a really good band. And I have no problem with them being influenced by Led Zeppelin. I think that's great.
All right, just to cut off real quick, I have to tell you this. A Vegemite sandwich
is what?
Well, I'm going to throw up. May consist of 2 slices of buttered bread, Vegemite, and cheese, but other ingredients such as lettuce, avocado, and tomato can be added. Vegemite is a thick, black, salty spread made from leftover brewer's yeast.
I'm going to make one for lunch today and eat
sandwich.
it. Ooh.
Again, to the Beatles real quick. Ironically, my 2 favorite Beatles songs are from George Harrison.
Really?
Yep. My Guitar Gently Weeps, I
That's
love.
a great song.
And
Something's an incredible song too.
Yes.
I mean, there's so many great songs by the Beatles, but getting back to Led Zeppelin,
I think the best band of all time has to be the Rolling Stones. They last 50 years. They've been around.
But I don't know if longevity makes you the greatest band.
Yeah, you ready for that? I mean, I really don't like them either.
I mean, my favorite British band is Pink Floyd. So I mean,
Oh my God! Oh, now you're really killing it. Oh.
See, I've never been a huge Pink Floyd. I like them. I'll listen to them, but I've never listened to their catalog completely from start to finish. Zeppelin, I've listened to. The Stones, I've listened to. Beatles, obviously, I've listened to. Sometimes for me, Pink Floyd could get a little bit too alternative. Like they're a great band. I mean, listen to The Wall.
Early Pink Floyd is very different than.
Right. Which I think is great. But one thing you can't say really about the Rolling Stones that's great is that they never try to be anything that they weren't. They never went out of their way to become like, oh, we're going to do this pop album or alternative or something different and use all these different types of musical instruments. They were just a rock and roll band.
Like U2. I love U2, but
I love U2.
They have changed. Like
I love U2.
Like,
that's another one.
But U2, U2 was willing to take the risk, and they continue, I mean, year after year, decade after decade, to release really strong material, even in their later years, in my personal opinion. But you don't like U2 either, Frank. So,
nope.
Frank, what are your top 5 bands of all time besides Huey Lewis and the News?
No, I don't like Huey Lewis. They're good. No, I like Led Zeppelin. I've always
you put them in your top 5.
Led Zeppelin, definitely.
So go ahead. That's
Led Zeppelin, Judas Priest.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Big again. It's just because I was born. I love Motley Crue. Love
okay.
Motley Crue. I have so many songs by them. It's not even funny.
I didn't know that.
We're
gonna get you a Vince Neil autographed T-shirt for your birthday.
Sure. I think they're dude. I watched their whole thing on Netflix. It was
that was good. The Dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, wait, it's 12 o'clock, Rob. Don't you?
Rob.
Yeah, let's go. Let's wrap it up because Chris will be on right now.
We got to talk about top 5 bands of.
All right, we'll do that next week.
Next time.
All time next week.
All right.
Shortened week this week because of scheduling stuff, and thank God my mom is home, so I'm gonna take care of her real quick. And we'll have a great show, guys. We're getting a little flow going, so we'll get better each week. And we got to do next week. We got to find one person we know on Facebook and get them on the screen.
All right, we'll bring them in.
Bring them in.
All right, guys. Have a great one.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Take it easy.
Later.